Good morning. I woke up with this verse from Psalm 108 in mind. I don't know if you can hear the birds in the background here in the morning as it's just beginning to become light. And I thought of this verse. If you don't know Hebrew, you may know the song. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day, this is the day that the Lord has made. Now, actually, the song, as I just sang it, this is actually let us rejoice and let us be glad. I thought I'd just look at the Hebrew this morning just a little bit, not in as much detail as I normally do, just this one slide. So zeh means this. The is implied. Hebrew often leaves the is out. We have to infer it, but it's not too hard because we know caveman, right? This, the day. And we know that there's an is supposed to be in there. Hayom here is the day. The hey patak doubling is the, and then yom is day. So this, the day. This is the day the Lord made. Now this is, you'll see Lord in all caps in your Bible, which means that it's the actual name of God. God, G-O-D, is not a name, it's a category. The actual name of God is Yahweh, just like my name is Ken. Now, in the intertestamental period, in between Malachi and Jesus, I believe the Jews stopped actually saying the name of God. However, the psalmist would have said Yahweh, and all of the Old Testament authors would have said Yahweh, I believe. And so I do always feel a little nervous about saying it. The vowels here, the vowels are the little points underneath, the dots and things underneath. They were added in the Middle Ages, in the 900s, 800s, 900s, and in that period, maybe 900s. And so the points here underneath are the points to the word Adonai, which means Lord. And so it's written one way and spoken another way. And that's a policy of reverence, and I revere that. And I always feel a little nervous about saying the name of God. But again, the psalmist would have said it. This is the day Yahweh made. Notice in Hebrew, the noun, the subject, comes after the verb. Asa, to make, or to fashion. Okay, so that's the first part, the period. The second part, there are different kinds of parallelism in Hebrew poetry. I would categorize this as what's called synthetic parallelism, because the second part builds on the first part. You have synonymous, where the second part restates the first part. You have antithetical, where the second part is the opposite of the first part. And then I would classify this broadly as synthetic, where the second part builds upon the first part. So let us rejoice. The word here is gil. The gimel and the lamed are the heart of this letter. The nun on the front is where the us comes from. It's a first common plural performative letter added to the front, and so it's the us. Now the kamatz hey on the end suggests that this is a particular kind of form called a cohortative, and so therefore it's a lettuce. It's a lettuce word, a cohortative. So let us gil, let us rejoice, and the vav is the and. Nish makah, let us be glad. Let us samik, let us be glad. And so the nun again is where the us comes from. The kamatz hey is where the lettuce comes from. And then samik is to be glad, and be glad. And then bo, or vo actually, in it. The ba is the in, and the o is the it. And so there you have it. Ze hayom asher Yahweh. Nagilah v nishmaka bo. Vo, that is. And there you have it. This is the day that Yahweh has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Recorded March 31st, 2020.